The idea of VA loan entitlement can be one of the most confusing aspects of this historic benefit program. So let's take a closer look. The government provides a financial guarantee on every VA loan. The guarantee is like a form of insurance. The VA promises to repay a portion of the loan to the lender if a borrower defaults. The VA typically guarantees or insures a quarter of the loan amount, and that insurance, that financial guarantee, it's reflected in a dollar amount that we call entitlement. Your amount of entitlement determines in part how much you could borrow before having to factor in a down payment, and that's the signature benefit of VA loans, purchasing with no money down. There are two layers of entitlement. There's a basic and then a bonus or a secondary or even a second tier, you'll hear it called, level. The basic entitlement is $36,000. For borrowers in most parts of the country, there is this bonus, this second tier layer that's worth $68,250. You add these two together and you get $104,250. This is the full entitlement, the maximum entitlement for a qualified buyer in most parts of the country. That's a lot of numbers. What does it all mean in terms of your buying power? Well, because the VA backs a quarter of the loan amount, buyers in most parts of the country can borrow up to $417,000 without having to factor in a down payment. That's also assuming that you can afford, qualify for a loan of that size. 417 is your full entitlement times 4. That 4 is the VA guaranteeing a quarter of the loan. Veterans who live in more expensive housing markets may actually have even more entitlement available. And that means that in places where it can be expensive to purchase a home, you may be able to actually purchase above 417 without needing to make a down payment. These VA loan limits, as they're called, can change from year to year. Now, it's important to understand that there's no maximum loan amount with VA financing. It's more a matter of what you can qualify for and what you could afford. The VA loan limits, this 417 or even higher in some places, those just dictate how much you can borrow before you need to bring money to the table in terms of a down payment. There is jumbo financing, jumbo loans, as you'll hear them called, available in the world of VA loans. Here's a better look in a more specific example of how entitlement works for an individual. So let's look at a veteran or service member who wants to purchase a $200,000 home. And they're going to do that with no money down. So given the way the guarantee works, they're typically going to use $50,000 worth of their entitlement, that's a quarter of the loan amount, in order to secure that property with no down payment. That actually leaves this borrower in most parts of the country with remaining entitlement. In this case, it would be almost $55,000 in entitlement left over. That additional entitlement is how qualified borrowers can look to have 2 or more VA loans at the same time. It's also how VA buyers who lose a home to foreclosure can purchase again using this program. Entitlement can get confusing and complicated in a hurry. Talk with a loan officer in detail if you have questions about your entitlement situation and what it might mean for your purchasing power.